And we want to be able to cater to Facebook's knowledge of that by giving them more information on our copy.
Order now whilst the price lasts. Hurry before it's too late. Buy one, get one free. 28% off. Hey, this is Peng Joon here, and if you take a look at most videos, most ads, most messaging, that's probably how ads are written. How most ads that suck are written. And today in this video, I'm going to be walking you through the different elements that is required if you want to be able to create ads that isn't dry, boring, or cheesy. Ultimately, how do you create ads that don't suck so that it increases your engagements, increases your clicks, increases your organic, even though it's a paid ad? And how do you have people, your audiences, sharing that ad, tagging their friends, where you're actually proud of that ad? Today, I'm going to be taking you behind the scenes on what are the elements required if you want to be able to create ads that isn't dry, boring, or cheesy. Let's begin.
Let me know in the comments, what are two different combinations of cookies and a beverage that would really be unusual or weird? Let me know in the comments right now. French fries with Coke. I know some people actually do that. Okay, yeah. French fries, right? Biscuit into beer. Okay. A cracker with coffee, right? Bread into Coca-Cola. Nice. Okay. Broccoli to coffee. Okay, that sounds... All right, guys. Next person that we have up is Aaron Sim. Welcome. Aaron, let's begin. For those of the people that might be new to your market, niche, or industry, a quick introduction, who you serve and result you help your audience generate.
Thanks, Peng Joon. I empower our investors, whether they're brand new or seasoned, to generate 50+% return profit a year without complicated strategy, using my proprietary option fast track method.
Okay, very nice. And what do you feel you like to work on today that will help you either get unstuck or get to the next level?
And what I found is I generated the leads that comes in, which I'm happy about. The leads finally come in. But what I need help is in terms of the show up. The show up seems to be very low. And I thought most likely because of the timing of my event, which I'm going to test out later. Just want to ask, are there other things that I should look at in terms of timing for the event? Because I'm still doing like on the weekday morning and Saturday morning. I know that maybe more people are now going back to work. Maybe actually in the evening are better. I do want to test out later, but I thought if there's other things that I may miss out in terms of my process that you can maybe advise and help me out that way.
So let's take a look, okay? So, and see if we can increase this specific number, okay? So what I'm going to do is, let's take a look at the funnel. Most of my ads, if it's image with text, are usually long form. And there's a reason for that. The reason why it's long form is because Facebook has got so much data on all of us that the amount of data that they're using on us is using so many points that is not even understood or comprehensible to all of us. Meaning Facebook will be able to find links that we don't even think about, okay? So Facebook will be able to see like, oh, this person who likes eating at this place, who enjoys this specific brand, who lives in this specific location at this age range, right? Who likes this specific hobby. And because this person is like that, there's a chance that they will probably like an ad like that as well. And we want to be able to cater to Facebook's knowledge of that by giving them more information on our copy, okay? So targeting is just one of them, but what we write in our ad is actually helping Facebook utilize more data points towards understanding what this ad is about so that they can serve it to more targeted audiences, okay? So that it's not just based on the interest targeting. Just think about Facebook. Facebook is probably saying, okay, it's about financial independence. There is the word options in the domain. But other than that, it's like, it doesn't really give more keywords to Facebook to tell them what this post or this image or this ad is about. So what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to put more value in the ad so that Facebook understands more towards what this ad is about. Okay, and that's why you might notice that a lot of my ads, if it's image based, it's usually long form.
I explained that as the framework is why would you want to invest? Why would you want to invest? You want to invest because you want to leverage. And you want to leverage, who is it for? And why would someone want to leverage when most things are so complicated for them to do? So what I'm sharing is there's a simpler way to do it. And that's why you come up for my option fast track event, where I'll show you a simpler method to do this thing without all the complicated analysis.
Okay, great. So let's pause 1 second. So even like the word leverage, if you're serving a brand new market or a beginner, they have no idea what that means. They'll be like, you've also still lost them. So we want to think about, if a person don't understand the implication of the word leverage, right? Most people wouldn't know, right? So we can't assume that. So if you go back one step further, how would we explain how that would work to this?
So I would say that if you take $1 and generate $1.50, you like to do, or you take $100 and actually turn around to leverage to get $150. That's leverage using a small amount of money to be able to bring back a lot more money without complicating strategies that way.
Okay, so imagine if we were a new audience and if you wanted to explain that to us, therefore creating desire for this framework, this infographic, how would you explain this to a new audience who is not exposed to leverage and these terminologies? There's a reason why I'm asking the question, right? Because I want you to be able to think like a beginner again. Sometimes we get so caught up in our own world, and by the way, I'm guilty of this as well, right? Sometimes we get so caught up in our own world, doing what we've been doing for so long, that we assume that our audience understands what we're saying. And then we tend to project that on our copy, on our ads, on our sales video, without realizing that our audience is already lost. So one very important task that we need to be able to do is to be able to utilize simple languaging, whether it's through analogy, whether it's through storytelling, whether it's through observations in the world, so that people understand that. So for example, if I wanted to tell a story utilizing how it's possible to make money when things go down, because most people don't know that that's even possible, it would be this. So for example, if it's a personal story, it would be, I remember back in 1997 when there was a huge economic downturn and Malaysia went through a state of depression and economic downturn. Now, this was when most people lost their jobs, they couldn't find employment, and most companies went down in valuation significantly. Now, while most people lost money, there was one big winner. And the big winner was supposed to be George Soros. And apparently what George Soros did is he made a bet that things would go down, and he made a huge profit from that economic depression. And in fact, it is said that during times of economic depression, there are more millionaires made when things are going down than when things are going up. Have you ever wondered why that could be possible? Right? So notice what I did. I told a story where, and by the way, so if you lived through that moment in time, you'll know that it was a very big thing, right? Back in 97 in Malaysia anyway. And if that's the target audience I'm targeting, that would be a story that I might tell. Now, what's the difference? The difference now is, even in my ad, there is some sort of insight. It makes a person go, oh yeah, I didn't realize that. Oh yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, I never thought about it that way. Now, obviously, this is just a random story that I thought of in the moment, right? But what we want to be able to do is, in our copy, to be able to expand this so that it's not, so that Facebook, through their AI, through their machine learning, understands what our copy is about, so that they can find us more targeted audiences. And we can only do that if we are giving Facebook more data points to work on. Okay, so Aaron, what you want to be able to do is to think about this framework. How can I create desire for this framework? How can I show my audience that this framework over here Either it solves the different struggles that they face, the problems that they have, what the industry is facing, or what makes it current, what's the solution to the problem. Because all these things is going to help contribute to the algorithm. Aaron, before I continue, anything you want to add over here?
I think it's good. I think having the insight of having a long copy to explain more detail of what the lead magnet is all about. That's what you mentioned in terms of what the videos say. Get people the value to that process. I think that is critical to rewrite that copy.
And by the way, so this is applicable to all of you. Very often, right, I'm seeing like the ad copies. Well, not often, but once in a while, right? I know that it can be expanded on. And when you expand on it, it's actually serving you, Facebook, as well as your audience, because it's also giving them more insight. So what we want to be able to do is to think about like analogies where it's like understood. So like for example, I know that this thing was trending on TikTok for a while. It could be like on the left hand side, it could be like you holding up a iPhone. So it would be like picture of iPhone, $1,000. On the right hand side, it's the Apple logo with the ticker, right? Also whatever, $1,000, but one's a liability, one's an asset. And it's just a caption of what are you spending your money on? Same thing, right? One's an Apple product, one's an Apple stock. So this is how we can create content that people can resonate with. So looking at this ad over here, before we kind of go deeper and wrap up and look at the show up rate. So it begins with that, right? So it's like an opportunity is like a biscuit dipped in tea, a little delay and it's gone, okay? Good analogy. So what we also want to be able to do, like for this, utilizing an image like this, I would rather you utilize a video to demonstrate this. That is going to be way more powerful in order to showcase this thing, right? So imagine if this was you literally just having tea and then it just starts off with that pattern interrupt. So notice what I'm doing. What I'm doing is I'm capturing attention. I'm making a person go, what is this person doing? I'm utilizing the analogy so that it's not just clickbait, but I'm linking it to what it is that you do so that now the attention and the person's willingness to listen to this dry technical topic is a lot higher because you've made it interesting to do so. Aaron, does that make sense?
Yeah, very good.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the behind the scenes to this coaching call. If you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments below what your biggest takeaway is. And as always, be sure to smash the like button. It does help the channel out a little bit. And to subscribe to this channel if you want to be notified of future videos just like this one. Now, some of you asking me, how can I be part of this process? How can I ask you questions? How can I have you coach me or mentor me? We want to make sure that we are working with the people that's the right fit. You'll need to fill up a form. There's a link right below this video. Somebody on my team might give you a call to interview you to see if they're right fit for each other. And if you want to apply and see if you're a good fit, then all you need to do is click on this link in the description box below and my team will be in touch with you.